going on, everybody? So as you can see, still at home, but not in a bad way. Like, I asked to come home. I had some family things going on. Somebody got sick, had to be here. Last video explained that already. I wanted to make this video. I actually didn't plan on making a video. I was actually going to make the next one when we got back on the road, which we should be doing either today. I'm guessing today, probably more likely tomorrow. It's 11:30 already. I haven't heard from anybody. I know that my fleet manager said he was working on a load for us, so it's more likely going to be tomorrow because it's probably going to pick up in Laredo, and it's going to take him the day to get there and then over to get to me. So that's typically what happens. Not a big deal. I can handle about this normal time. What I can't handle is being off for 2 weeks. So, anyways. So I'll be leaving probably today, most likely tomorrow. We're actually going to make a video about the toxic community, and I guess it is kind of still about the community. Not really, but I was going to make a video about how toxic the trucking community is, and and before I get like I start to make videos, I try to go and look at, I get on YouTube and look at some of my favorite drivers, and 1 billion content creator. I feel extremely bad for her, the shit that she's going through, with having to go through training, and going through different trainers and having that issue. I just realized I took a shower and I took my wedding ring off and left it in the on the counter. But she's going through 3-4 different trainers. And there's always something, and I honestly, and I don't want this to come off sounding wrong or crazy to anybody, but I was telling my wife about it, and, because 1 billion content creator, she's a female, and I just had this weird feeling that it has more to do with her being a female than it has to do with, all these trainers suddenly having, stuff to do, I'm not saying that it's the case. I just have this weird feeling that that's what it could be. I haven't heard of that personally. I'm just saying, it just seems funny for them to be all about it, and then after they've talked to her, suddenly just drop off the face of the earth. And she's a really nice lady. I haven't met her in person, but just based on her videos, she's a really, really nice lady. So I'm just surprised that's what's going on. I told her to call safety and training and let them know, hey, what the fuck, what's going on. And I personally, if it was me and I was a female, I would have called safety and training and personally asked for a female trainer. That's what I would have done. But, she doesn't have to sit here and wonder what's going on. She has people to call. And I've been in her shoes where it's not who do you call? Who do you talk to? Because technically you don't have a fleet manager if you're not really assigned to anybody. So there's really no one really to talk to or call. So I get where she's coming from. But I happened to click on Tim Travels, which I love that dude. I think the first time I watched him, when he told a story about one of his students where she called the cops on him and everything else. And after that, I was hooked because of the way how much detail he told the story, and it was hilarious. But I pulled up this video and I didn't even watch the whole thing. My jaw just dropped. Like I said, I heard about this, I think maybe the other day. But not too much on it. Somebody had just brought it up, and then I watched this video just now, and I'm kind of surprised. So there was a guy, and I don't want to disrespect him. So I had pulled this up, and I for some reason didn't even I didn't pull his name. Jason Pearson. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, Jason Pearson. So just recently, today's the 18th. I see it's posted on the 10th. So I don't know how long ago on the 10th is when it happened. But apparently he's a Prime Inc. driver, and apparently he's gone missing. He was at a Smithfield facility, and I guess he was waiting on a load. And so when they found his truck parked wherever it was, I'm assuming it was on the side of the road. I think that's what somebody said. He left his key. I guess they found 2 cell phones, his wallet, keys, everything was still in the truck. And there's been no word for him. No one has said anything, nothing like that. So, of course, there's lots of speculation, just reading this one from a Reddit post. It was 3 days ago. It's obvious he was killed in a robbery or a drug deal gone wrong. He left the truck and doesn't seem like something is involved either. So, That shit like that to me is incredibly disrespectful, because you don't have any idea. It's obvious he was killed in a robbery, a drug deal gone wrong. Like, the guy's a black guy. I mean, I don't understand why anyone would make that assumption. Like, why they would say, sure, duh, like it's a robbery or a drug deal. Are you, come on now, like, come on, dude, like, seriously. There's absolutely no information on it. Prime has not said a word, which is honestly kind of amazing. For a company that stresses safety, and a company that's always like, they always claim to be all about the driver, and how important we are and all this shit. Now what I said before doesn't seem so fucking crazy, right? Like what I said in my last videos, I say last videos, my previous videos, where I kind of criticized Prime for the stuff they say. Now it doesn't sound so fucking crazy, right? So this is just proof in the pudding that, it doesn't matter. I'm not just saying Prime. I'm saying every company, any company, whether you work for McDonald's or you work for Goodwill or you work for, it doesn't matter who you work for. Any company, don't sit here and think that you're not replaceable. Don't think that every time they tell you, well, we're family. You're not fucking family. You got your own family. Even if you're a single guy, you got family. You got family somewhere. So just stop drinking the fucking Kool-Aid of the company that you work for. This is proof that they don't really give a shit. And I'm sure they probably got the guy's truck towed to wherever it might be towed. It was Maryland, so it's probably sitting in Pittston right now, at the Prime Inc. terminal. But what really bothers me is, as a Prime driver, why I didn't hear about it. You would think that with the amount of drivers that we have nationwide, they would have said, hey, we have a missing driver, this is his name, blah, 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 keep a lookout, or if you have any information on him, anything like that. Who knows? He could have talked to other drivers and said, hey, man, this is what's going on. But they haven't said that. So now the guy's wife is the one posting flyers all over the fucking place, and from what it seems like, Prime's not doing a fucking thing. Why hasn't Prime pushed out a message to people like, hey, like, if you know this guy, like, if you have any information of where he could be, or, if he told you anything recently, or if you were the last person to talk to him or anything, like, why hasn't that information, why hasn't that message been sent out to other Prime drivers? Why hasn't Prime notified other drivers like, hey, we've recently had a driver go missing. We're helping to look for him, whatever it takes, that kind of thing. But then here are some things you need to do to keep yourself safe in different locations. In Maryland, if you've ever been there, it's not exactly a big city, right? I mean, it's lots of trees. Or I think the last time I was there, somebody came over the CB and was like, hey, be careful, there's a fucking bear sitting on the bridge. Like, really? Like, it's wild. It's wild out there. But it's incredibly frustrating that we haven't heard anything. I feel sorry for the guy's family. I honestly don't know what happened to him, or what I would do if something like that happened, to somebody that I knew or loved. And it's extremely frustrating, and that I had to hear about it from basically Facebook and another Prime Inc. YouTuber's channel. That's how I heard about it. Prime hasn't said a word, and if they did, they haven't said anything in public, or at least at minimum, to the drivers. To the drivers. So, but damn, they for sure are wanting you to move that fucking freight though. Like they're making sure that you're doing that. But when it comes to somebody that's missing, that seems to be a pretty big problem. So I'll be the one to say that if you know Jason Pearson, he's from, if this is correct, he's from Scranton, PA. If you guys know him, or if you know anything about where he could be, his whereabouts, notify his wife. Pretty easy to find. You can go on, you can literally just type in missing Prime driver, and it's the first article that comes up. Wife of missing truck driver, supporters post flyers, and her name is Latifah Pearson. And then it's, for the most part, if you search the same thing on Facebook, lots of things come up with the flyers and the Facebook posts and all that stuff. So I personally don't have their contact information, but it's very easy to find. yeah, I think you can also contact the Maryland State Police as well. And they're also the ones conducting the investigation. So that's all I really had. I honestly don't really know what to say. It kind of worries me that. Well, I guess it shouldn't worry me, right? Because this is the typical thing for companies, right? I mean, they tell you how much they give a shit about you, and we're all family and that kind of thing. But I've always been, you know what? People have always told me that I have no feeling and I'm kind of dead inside and that kind of thing. But it's not that. It's just that I'm more realistic. I'm not going to believe some company bullshit oh, we're all family and we love you and safety this and we take care of you. That no, it's they say that if you get in line. But if if that's not how you want to be or anything like that, then whatever. The fact, like I said, this is proof in the pudding that for one of their own drivers to go completely missing and doesn't seem like they're very concerned about it. I'm sure they're happy they got their truck back. But beyond that, it's pretty upsetting. So I'll leave it at that. I'm going to go back and I probably still working on the toxic community thing. I may wait and if I can get some, just to get some more pictures and things and you'll see what I mean, how bad it is. I could, like I said, I could make one search right now on Facebook and it'd be done. But I want to cut this video a little shorter than normal. And I've already got my wife texting me, asking me what I'm doing. So. Plus I also want to go through more of my favorite YouTubers, prime YouTuber. Well, I say prime you, but most of the guys that I watch, they're guys and girls that are drivers. I usually go through their videos and try to watch and comment on them. Just a little way so I can support, right? So anyways, guys, thanks for all the love and support. Like I said, if you got any information on Jason, please contact his family or the Maryland State Police. They're the ones handling all that. So it's pretty sad, but I think there's a bigger issue at play, and we'll see what Prime does. But if it's today's the 18th and I'm looking at an article from July 10th, I don't think they're going to do shit. So, but like I said, it's not just Prime. It can be any company. I just don't see that happening, and it's very, very common these days. It seems to be more and more common. But anyways, guys, thanks for all the love and support, and we'll catch you on the next one.